Hello, Aries, and welcome to your Element Alchemization Oracle reading at the Oracle of Atlantis. May this reading and its advice offer you a deeper understanding of your personal journey at this time. Please keep in mind that this is a collective reading for the Aries energies. There may be the odd piece of guidance or advice that doesn't apply to your current situation or circumstance. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. That would be greatly appreciated. Any interaction with the channel helps grow it. So for this particular reading, we're taking a look at your earth, air, fire, and water energy placements. So earth being connected to the body and physical environment, air, the mind and mental planes, fire, your spirit, creation, and passion. Water being connected to the emotions, heart and soul energy, as well as any advice and guidance that wants to come out. You may also want to check out the Instagram channel. I do cards of the day over there, so you can use that Instagram account as your own pocket oracle whenever you need guidance or assistance. I've gone ahead and pulled out an angel of the day for you to see what the overall energy of your reading is, and we do have two that want to come out here. The first one, we have Habuhaya, fertility, growth. This means it's your time to thrive. How can you expand today? Habuhaya, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. These are, I believe this is Hebrew spelling from the Kabbalist, and I won't claim to know everything about the Kabbalist, but I do know it's very much similar to the Tibetan chakras with the tree of life and the churches the soul must go through. An angel who makes us fearless, leading us to love adventures that require strength and daring. A Kabbalistic angel associated with healing, health, and fertility. She is the 68th of the 72 angels of the Shem Hamaforash. She is also associated with the well-being and harmony in one's life, helping individuals to recognize their inner resources and potential. The second one that wanted to come out, we have Hahaya. Do you remember last night's dreams? Hahaya was trying to pass a message through them. Hahaya. I just almost feel like that. It just feels like there's a bit of a spell to that angel that may actually help you remember. Kind of has the same kind of frequency as like a double beat on a drum, sort of. Very hypnotic. Hahaya, also known as the guardian angel of those born between May 16th and 20th, is associated with the concept of God's refuge. According to some sources, he is believed to offer protection, particularly against negativity and adversity, and to promote inner peace and reflection. 12th angel of the 72 angels of the Shem Hamaforash. In the hierarchy of angels, Hahaya is a member of the cherubim choir. Its name means God the refuge. So we have the angel of refuge and the angel of fertility and growth as your kind of overall energies at this time, Aries. So I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your cards with the Shaman Durek Alchemy Elementals. So your reading is very interesting, Aries. We have in your earth, this is the energy of the physical. In your air, we have the energy of wisdom. In your fire, we have the energy of power. So these two cards are known as Trinity cards. All three of these cards are, it would be kind of equivalent to like the major arcana of the tarot. They're not actually element cards. The Trinity cards represents the three main themes human beings incarnate to learn about: love, wisdom, and power. In shamanism, we are taught that while each soul inevitably journeys along all three paths during their earth walk, there is one specific theme that will be emphasized throughout their lifetime. As you deepen your understanding of the Trinity by working with the alchemy elementals, you will start to see which themes show up for you the most consistently and the most intensely. Still, it is important to keep in mind that you are walking all three paths in this incarnation. That's interesting because in your water is the only actually element card you have with the river star. It is kind of perfect how these cards came out, though. We have the physical connected to your earth and or your body and environment. So connecting with the body, perhaps actually putting the body in motion, but it can also be about connecting to the senses, right? Touch, taste, smell, sight, feeling, things of that nature, being connected in one's own body, in one's own rhythm. In your air energy, which is the mind and mental planes, you have this pine cone energy, which is connected to wisdom, but the pine cone can also be kind of connected to the pineal gland, which is more like the third eye energy, so right in the element. And then in your fire, spirit, creation, and passion, you have this elephant with power being represented with the infinity sign, the sign of the magician, but it was, for some reason, it was coming through as a pair of glasses. These almost maybe like some sort of spiritual glasses here. But then the Trinity cards, we have the three paths showing up. This one actually isn't a Trinity card. The only Trinity card missing is the love card, actually. But it was speaking of leading you to this path, which is exactly where we're kind of ending here. Now, the physical energy is one of the 5 pillars, the 5 bodies that comprise the human vessel, or what I call the biological spacesuit. The 5 pillar cards are tools to illuminate which aspects of your personal journey the other cards you draw specifically relate to. So there definitely could be a river of emotions, but there's almost like this strength and power, some sort of wisdom. So let's start with your earth energy, body and environment. That physical. Kind of noticing there's the water triangle and the fire triangle, and they're meeting like perfectly in the center, kind of like an hourglass. Maybe you may get a vision through some sort of physical movement here. Card number 84. 8s can be connected to Scorpio's energy, which is all about some sort of transformation, evolution in essence. 4s are Cancer's energy, usually connected to the heart, soul, emotions, the home and hearth, the family unit, upbringing, inner child. When you pull the physical pillar card, it means the spirits are pointing your attention to your physical body and to the material aspects of your life. Take some time to feel what this card is showing you about your physical reality. See how the cards relate to your diet, to the nutrients you are putting into your body. Consider your exercise regimen and what kind of movement will best serve your body for where you're at right now. Take a look at your sleep regimen, your digital hygiene. How much are you on any digital device? Your self-care routine. Are you getting enough rest? Are you getting enough touch? Are you honoring your sacred attention and the ways you're managing your screens? This pillar isn't just about your physical body. The spirits are also guiding you to contemplate how the cards relate to your home life and your material reality in general. What do the elements have to say about your career, your friends, your finances, your family, and your community? When was the last time you had your car serviced? How about your home? Are there repairs that you've been putting off? Are there upgrades you've been wanting to make? This card is inviting you to take stock of your physical reality and to consider the other cards in your spread through this perspective. So I pulled a card of advice with the Akashic Record, or sorry, the Akashic Truth Oracle cards. We have a bit of deception here in your physical reality, perhaps within your body. You're not seeing the entire picture of a person or situation. It may be purposely withheld from you, or you may be choosing to look the other way or betray yourself in some way. It's time to gain some clarity. Well, let's gain some clarity. Let's dive into the Crow Tarot. Can I get a clarifying card for this deception that may assist Aries at this time? We have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles speaks of two opposite energies in life. You have the rich and the poor. It's almost like the cycles of karma here. What goes up must come down. I believe it kind of speaks of not being boastful. The Five of Pentacles tells the story of two different groups of crows. The first group is comfortable and warm, roosting in the tree. The second group battles a headwind as they hop along the frozen ground, unable to see that relief is just a short distance away. The crows on the ground may have lost everything, but they take comfort in the fact that they still have each other. This card serves as a reminder that even when all appears lost, there are still opportunities if we look for them. It also serves as a reminder to feed your spirit by focusing less on materialism and more on relationships. So for some, that may be why the other Trinity card isn't here, right? Because the only Trinity card that was missing was the card of love. Instead, you have the physical. There could be a focus on the physical. For some, there may be a need to be a focus on the physical at this time. For others, maybe there's a little too much focus on work and responsibilities, if you will. So that leads us into your air energy. We have card number 83. Well, they're all eights. Well, I guess they're all kind of at the end of the deck. Scorpio's energy, which can be... Scorpio's energy kind of connects me to like the card of judgment in tarot. It's like the final reckoning or verdict, if you will, on ourselves. Karmic balance. Threes are connected to Gemini's energy, so networking and communication, the light and shadow, perhaps even connecting beyond the veil here. 8 plus 3 is an 11, so that can connect us to our karma. So this is, the wisdom card is the last of the Trinity cards, which kind of makes sense because through every experience, there's usually some sort of wisdom learned. The wisdom card asks us to move beyond the linear thread of logical thinking handed down to us by our parents, schools, media, or society. It speaks to an infinite expanse of knowledge that exists beyond our indoctrination, a holistic intelligence that incorporates intuition, emotion, empathy, experience, and spiritual understanding. Wisdom is about being able to sense beyond the surface of what is being presented or offered, to perceive information multi-dimensionally. When this card appears, it's funny because the page number is 103, so ones can represent Aries, the energy of the self, can be connected to our fight or flight responses. Also, I would see it actually connected to the root chakra now that I'm thinking about it. But threes, again, this is card number 83. Threes being that Gemini, which can be network and communication, but that can be divine network and communication as well. When this card appears, you know the spirits are talking about your journey along this path and are inviting you to gather and cultivate tools that will allow you to sense information from a more expanded perspective. Such tools will help you know where and how to insert this information back into society and into the minds of others at just the right time, so that they too can tap into the magic of wisdom within themselves. We have beginning. Take the first step and start a new journey. Don't be afraid to fail. There is a future only when there is a beginning. Seize the moment, be bold, and start a wonderful life of your own. Be bold and start a wonderful life of your own. Which is interesting because it leads us right into this power here. Let's pull a clarifying card for the Aries collective. This beginning. We have the Queen of Swords. That's funny. I think it's funny because it's almost like she's pointing to your own power here, stepping into your power. Like, go this way. Queen of Swords can be very logical. Oh, I opened right to the page too, number 58. Can be very logical. This can be more working with the mind than the heart, which I guess is kind of coming out here with the wisdom being in your air element. She is confident, independent, and wise. Her quick wit, sharp intellect, and clear vision of what the future should look like have garnered the respect of all those around her. Flying above her throne is a crow, symbolizing her ability to see the big picture. When the Queen of Swords pays a visit, it may indicate a time when a stern, well-calculated, and sensible solution is required. She may also appear as a mentor or teacher who inspires the best work from her students. The Queen of Swords card denotes a time when an impartial view is required to make the best decision. An impartial view. So for some, there was this, there is the energy of a new beginning, right? There may be multiple choices in the beginnings that we can take. Because didn't you have something coming through about, oh, I totally just blanked. There was a message about requiring the tools for your journey. So for the destination for your life. So there may be beginnings before you that are more emotionally attached, like it's something that you want to do, it excites you, but then there may be choices that are more practical, more responsibilities, if you want. And it kind of depends on your own energy, right? In your earth, we have the physical energy of movement and beginnings. But that love energy is not in your reading. And it's not necessarily a negative thing that it's not in your reading. I just think it's funny that you have the Trinity cards, except you were missing one of the Trinity cards. So if you've been hardened to life and focusing on responsibilities too much, there could be a deception of self here, and any need to soften is where you may find your power. But definitely using logic or reason, especially with that Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords could even be a friend or somebody, a parent even, that you ask for guidance. And if the logic is sound, you may want to adapt that logic into your plan. So in the fire energy, spirit, creation, and passion, we have card number 82 with power. So twos can be connected to Taurus's house, which is all about our personal self, our personal values and self-worth. So maybe recognizing your own power, or call to recognize your own power here and see how far you've come. The power card ties into the theme of discernment, because the journey of power is all about learning to differentiate between false power and true power. True power serves what is best for others in order for them to adapt and evolve, expand, grow, and amplify. It is the ability to lift people up and to show them what is possible. True power is vulnerable, open, and transparent. It supports that which makes a difference, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of many. When people or institutions try to impose their will onto other beings, or to enslave them or infuse them with fear, lack, or division, that, my dear, is false power. That is a misuse of power, and true power will not bow down to it. When this card appears in your spread, you know the spirits are offering insight into your own personal journey in the realms of power and are inviting you to refine your discernment accordingly. Page number 102. This definitely could be how you view power, how you view your own self, what is powerful to you is all connected to your values and self-worth here. And it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable. That's one thing I've been noticing with like actors and actresses, is some of the stuff that they put out there, right, is so real and authentic that I feel like a lot of people have a hard time being that open in essence. Spiritual awakening. There is a light inside everyone, and spiritual awakening is about lighting it up. Feel the beauty in your life and listen to your inner voice. When you are awakened, you will have more power to face life. Ahaya. I'm sorry if I'm cursing you, because I really don't know what that actually would represent. It just seems, for some reason, to me, it seems like a spiritual trigger to help you remember something. Do we need any clarification? It's almost like there's an awakening that's taking place for you in your own power here. Okay, well, I'm not going to take them all. We'll take the Magician, just because I was already getting Magician energy with this, just simply with the infinity symbol. The Magician is all about balancing the ability to manifest our will, because our energies are balanced. Now you have two side notes here. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. So the 9 of Pentacles is feeling comfortable, grounded in self, at home, feeling content. The 10 of Swords is a bit of the opposite energy. It goes back to that 5 of Pentacles, actually. So in this 5 of Pentacles, you have the busted down and broke, and in this tree, you have the rich and thriving, right? So it's kind of what these energies represent next to each other. What I was getting is some of you may have gained some sort of power, but it may have come at the cost of somebody else. Spiritually speaking, there is a karmic kind of shortcut here. The 10 of Swords can represent betrayal. So whether this was you that was betrayed or somebody else. The hilts of the sword, though, kind of have power in meditation if you can heal that energy. It's like not repeating karma to someone else or perhaps even yourself. It's kind of breaking it off and healing it, which actually kind of doubles your positive karma. Alchemy, resourcefulness, creativeness, manifesting the element of air. We have number 9. So 9s can be connected to the house of Sagittarius. And I would say within like elemental groupings, Sagittarius is the last of your element, Aries, the fires. But Sagittarius can be connected to achieving goals, aims, desires. Connecting the physical world with the spiritual realm, the magician crow pulls the energy of the four suits representing earth, water, air, and fire to create a spark that has the power to manifest into a transformative idea. Rising above the craggy, desolate mountains lined by red and white roses at the base, the magician symbolizes the first steps of generating success. He has the ability to carve out the desired path through difficulty, using life experiences and a pure heart. Sometimes, however, this crow is an imposter, a trickster, when reversed. That's kind of going into the reversal. He has the ability to carve out the desired path through difficulty, using life experiences and a pure heart. I kind of like that with these cards, actually. Because if there was a betrayal here, an ending, it's almost like not letting it poison your abundance here to grow beyond it. Kind of has the energy of like somebody shit talked you your whole life, but you still come out on top anyway. And their opinion really doesn't mean anything to you because you became a success without letting their judgments hold you back. With that deception coming up in the body and physical environment, there could be somebody around you deceiving you, telling you false stories, trying to persuade you one way when you wanted to perhaps go in another direction here. The deception could be in the body as well. There can be, sicknesses, head colds, viruses, things of that nature, but those can also come from the mind as well when we're overworked, stressed, need to relax, need to clear something from our bodies. But you have that magician's energy with a spiritual awakening, and she is kind of meditating in this card. There's definitely an energy of divinating here. If you're into divinating, I'm seeing that infinity symbol again. Oh, there it is as well in here. I'm almost seeing like the infinity symbol around the globe in this boy's head. But then right in the center is where they overlap, right? But it's almost like seeing from one pineal gland to another. It's almost, imagine if there was like two storms, but you're in one storm and the divine is in another. And you're kind of seeing right through the eye of both needles to the other side here. I'm getting the image of inhaling air, like taking slow breaths, but almost instead of imagining it like filling the lungs, kind of imagine it going to the head and clearing out like brain fog or smoke, if you will. So in the water energy, heart, soul, and emotions, we have card number 27. Twos, that Taurus energy, personal values and self-worth. Sevens being connected to Libra's house of balance, and that can also be connected to marriage and partnerships. So the balance in our marriage and partnerships can be affected by obviously our own self-worth and values, our securities and insecurities. We have the water, river, star. The nice thing is this looks like a very like calm river. It doesn't look like whitewater rapids or anything. But I was kind of noticing it's almost like guiding you to your star here, Aries. It just kind of seems like red in color, which gives me a very Aries energy. I was trying to think of that. Is Mars red? Is the planet Mars actually red itself? Not that it probably matters, but it's all leading to this star, and you're kind of walking up river here, but the river isn't being very forceful. So kind of has the energy of thanking your lucky stars. It's not a riptide going against you here. Abundance isn't a destination or a BMW or a bunch of commas in your bank balance. Abundance is a current of energy that you claim by knowing you are it, and you are worthy of receiving all that you already are. You, my dear, are standing upon the threshold of great love and blessings. You have worked hard and endured so much to have finally arrived at this spiritual doorway. In order to pass through it, you must know the truth of this current. You must know in your heart and in your soul, in your bones, that abundance is the very fabric of this dimensional plane, and that it is not possible for it to ever run dry. Only when you know and embody this fundamental universal truth can you then walk through the doorway of bounty and sustenance and receive what is rightfully yours. We have 41, so 4s being Cancer's energy, the heart, home, and hearth. 1s being connected to your energy, Aries, the energy of self. It's almost like a heart's desire or blessing here that is manifested due to the work that you've already put on or into your spiritual journey and path. We have a call to acknowledge. Learn to bless others and recognize your own efforts and accomplishments as well. This will give you a positive mindset and attract more goodness. Try to bless others. It could help with how you feel about yourself. It also would essentially build that positive karma for you as well as other people. Any clarification with the water, heart, soul, and emotions for Aries? Acknowledge. We have the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands I see as karma as well. The 1111, what you put in, you will get back. Ooh. And then the 10 of Cups. A granted heart wish here. Two crows harmoniously chatter as they celebrate the end of another beautiful day. The 4 of Wands denotes a time of peace and harmony, especially regarding home and family. The 4 of Wands also predicts that a joyous occasion, such as a birth or a wedding, could be on the horizon. You may also see the 4 of Wands as a reminder to connect with those who bring joy and happiness into your life. So there definitely, for some, could very much be a wedding or birth or even both. That 10 of Cups, the original Rider-Waite tarot of the 10 of Cups does represent a man, a woman, and 2 children dancing happily underneath a rainbow. Throw a dinner party, arrange for a backyard barbecue, or have friends over. It may not feel like it at this moment, but you will soon have a reason to celebrate. The happy couple sits on a budding branch of cherry blossoms, of a cherry blossom tree, watching their fledgling resting comfortably in their nest. The setting is one of peace and contentment. The couple achieve their dreams as each day brings with it a feeling of love and fulfillment. The 10 of Cups denotes a time of utmost joy. Another message of this card may also be a romantic relationship is forming, one that can result in a lifelong love affair. Take a moment to bask in the positive energy the Ten of Cups offers. Good luck will soon enter your home. So those are very positive cards coming out in your emotions here. Which I guess would be that missing Trinity card, right? The love. But the Ten of Cups, acknowledge. So this was the advice, right? Learn to bless others and recognize your own efforts and accomplishments as well. This will give you a positive mindset and attract more goodness. Acknowledge yours and others' accomplishments at this time, which is going to lead to this like major blessing here. So I'm going to pull you an animal spirit guide or totem to work with at this time. The last few readings, this has come out more like a pick a card, so I kind of want to keep doing that. Can I get a few spirit guides for Aries? Collective, for the different people watching this reading. I'm just gonna like mix them around so even I don't know what order they're in. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So take a second, see which card is kind of calling your name here. So spirit animals, let's start with this one. Oh, tricky, tricky, tricky. So this was the first spirit animal that did come out when I was shuffling, and yes, it did come out reversed. So I'm just going to take this as this energy is imbalanced. So when this energy is out of balance, it is self-destructive. When it's balanced, it's brave and productive. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. Self-destructive. So this could even be negative ways of speaking to ourselves, of looking at that judgment coming up again. I did kind of call out the major arcana of the card of judgment. So it could even be having a lot of judgments or opinions can give us a bit of a self-destructive kind of narrative. Get rid of the unnecessary. The panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Annihilation of the unnecessary and purging. It pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. Kind of has a bit of a tower energy into it. I'm just getting the energy of like a cat, right? Like if you're asleep in the night or in a dark room and your cat kind of like pounces on you and attacks you and it scares the bejesus out of you, but then you realize it's actually a companion. We have the mouse. So it's interesting. We have the cat and the mouse. The only thing is the cat is a little imbalanced here. So if there is a cat and mouse energy kind of going on around you, this could be where that deception is coming from. by the cat and the mouse. So this could be like in a relationship, right? I would see the mouse as a little more submissive energy, whereas the cat is a little more dominating. Wears the pants, so to speak. But with it reversed, whoever's wearing the pants here may not be in the best energy to be wearing those pants. Detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its day fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. And the mouse can kind of remind me of like a mouse or a hamster on a wheel, like constantly spinning our wheels, so to speak. So when the mouse energy is balanced, organized, resourceful, and prepared. When out of balance, busy with no purpose. To bring into balance a meaningful project, we have 65. So sixes can be connected to Virgo's energy, which is health and service. Fives can be connected to Leo's energy, which is connected to our house of pleasure, joy, and contentment. 6 plus 5 is another 11. So that karmic energy of what you put in, what you invest will grow. So there may be a meaningful project when it comes to your own health, maybe even somebody else's health in your vicinity, perhaps even service to others in need of service here. So which one here? I kind of want to go here, but then I feel like I'm supposed to go here because we already, you know. Let's go here. The oyster. We have some sort of inner treasure to share. The oyster. Patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The oyster. When it is balanced, it feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, and clams up. To bring into balance, share something. And we have 103. So this could even be sharing something about the self. 1 being that Aries energy, you Aries. 3 being that Gemini energy of network and communication. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or projecting their deepest desires and life's work. This can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Kind of seems a little tense with the world is waiting to see. I should actually just scratch that out. It's like this deck here. I try to read it from my own voice because there's a lot of ands. What is it you've been hesitant to share? It may not be something that the whole world needs to be privy to at this time, but maybe you need to share or speak with somebody, even if it's just a close friend, to open up about something. Look, Ma, no hands. Card number 4. Sorry, I'm just being an idiot. We have the hawk. So the hawk represents some sort of spiritual communication. Messenger of divinity. Watchful, all-seeing, the messenger of divinity. When this hawk energy is balanced, it sees clearly and is intuitive. It kind of brings me back to that. Seeing right through. It's almost like 2 storms, but seeing through the eye of one storm into the eye of another storm. This calm center here somewhere. When out of balance, sees too much and becomes suspicious. So that's kind of that hamster wheel energy of overthinking things. To bring into balance, a perspective shift. We don't have all the answers. We don't know everything. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly, though it may seem small or insignificant. It will eventually redirect your course. It's kind of interesting coming out in that water section, right? I'm actually just being drawn to this power with that panther as well. Not to abuse power, which can be very easy. I think every human does it once we start to get some sort of power. It's like the ego kind of takes hold a bit. So if you can avoid that pit trap, you'll save yourself, and maybe that's what the message that's coming through is. So let's pull some closing messages for you at this time, Aries. I'm getting this image. I was just looking at your spirit animals here. I'm just going to say you can look them up into their spiritual symbolism. I personally have a bit of an affinity for, well, I have an affinity for birds. Except for the birds in my yard this morning who like tore apart my bird feeder, and there was seed everywhere. Messy little pigs. But I kind of love birds and hawks. I love hawks, crows, eagles, ravens. I just like their wing placements, their fingers gracing the skies. Anyway, I was going to say you could look into, if you picked a particular one, there may be more insights into certain things. Like the mouse, maybe most people wouldn't be necessarily want to be drawn to the spirit guide of the mouse, but the mouse is very prepared and resourceful, actually. I would see the mouse very similar to the raven, as in they're scavengers. So they get what they need, kind of energy. What was I getting with the oyster, though? I was kind of picturing the inside of an oyster shell, and if I'm not mistaken, there are like pearls all around the edge. And I was almost seeing it like when they shuck the pearls out. It kind of reminds me of like pulling teeth. That saying, pulling hen's teeth, is coming to mind because hens don't have teeth. But what I was, it was something to do with this power. Something about like, don't steal somebody else's teeth for your own success here. Like, don't rob the oyster of its natural organism for your own riches. There are plenty of other ways to get pearl necklaces, darling. I'm just kidding. Closing messages for Aries. That is way too many. Closing messages for Aries. Just get cum pearls. They're biodegradable. So the mushrooms. I attract abundance, prosperity, and positive energy into my life. I attract abundance, prosperity, and positive energy into my life. And I back it up like a Mack truck. What do we have here? It's kind of like the balance of our masculine and feminine energies here. I'm just seeing the sun and the moon. Very high priestessy vibes. She's facing that star, which was coming through that portal there, or gateway. Oh. I trust the process of life, and I am guided by wisdom and intuition. This is kind of clarification of that wisdom. Oh, there's 4. Jesus. I don't know if they'll all fit on here. They so won't. How weird is that? Giving and receiving, taking and stealing. Let go of what no longer serves you. Top notch. Ooh, and we have Capricorn's energy. So Capricorn can be contributed to the energy that is manifested in our physical environment. It is the opposite sign of the zodiac of Cancer. So Cancer is kind of our upbringing, our beliefs, who we are, which then affects what we manifest on the outside. I embrace the morning as an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. I embrace the morning as an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. I kind of almost see Capricorn's energy as like Poseidon. Just in that it is like a mermaid goat. But the way I almost contribute that is like if you put all the brothers in the pantheon, you have Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. So I almost feel like Poseidon would be the child or the middle conception of Zeus and Hades. Kind of as above and so below, meet in the middle, which is Earth, which is more kind of that Poseidon energy of water and Earth, Capricorn energy. With the sea goat, I would just see the sea goat as very much like an earthly animal, right? And then it has the fishtail, which is very kind of mammal, fish, if you will, right? So the water and the earth. Your physical senses here may lead to this divine destination. I myself have been going through a head cold the past week and a half, but as I'm doing it, it's weird. I haven't been sick in so long. I forgot what the taste of phlegm, as weird as it sounds, but as it's clearing it out, I can smell things more than I have in a long time, it feels like. Senses are changing, but it's almost like they're reawakening. So that may be happening in your physical environment by connecting to the body more. If you're having pains, you might be called to be your own kind of shaman. Which that was what the Trinity cards was speaking about, being your own shaman. So it's kind of listening to your body, stretching your body, working with your body, kind of feeling it. I kind of almost see the body as like a plant. And if you imagine the plant that grows from the soil. It grows from everything that's kind of in the soil, right? Which can be many different minerals and composts and stuff, which is very much similar to the body and what we ingest with all our senses, even if it's whether it's food or social media, TV, social interactions, things of that nature, right? It kind of all feeds into it and then transmutes that energy. So kind of working with and understanding the body and the senses a little bit more. It's almost like it may awaken an understanding of how to like process and purge these energies or work with these energies instead of denying them or restricting them, which could cause deeper ailments, diseases, and things of that nature. So that is the reading I have for you at this time, Aries. I hope it resonates with you and your current situation. If it did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. All of the decks I have used will be hashtagged in the description box below should you feel so inclined to purchase one of these decks to work with for yourself, as well as my PayPal information and Instagram account. Thank you for watching and many blessings. Bye for now.